Hello and Borada! It is summer 2023 and I'm standing at the foot of a large Welsh mountain.
It's, there.
Okay, you can't really see it at the moment, but I promise you it is there, just behind this cloud. Let me explain. On this channel, we have already climbed the highest mountain in Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and England. The highest mountain in every country of the Irish and British Isles, except for one. And it's the only one that has a railway on it. Yes, it is finally time to climb something called Snowdon, although Welsh people know it's really called y Wyddfa, and whatever you call it, it's the highest mountain in Wales. So today we're trying to climb 1,085 metres of solid Welsh mountain, and my one hope is that it goes better than last time I tried to make this video. Back in February 2020, I came here to climb Snowdon with my friend Francis, the channel's regular UK and Ireland hiking correspondent. But in an unfortunate coincidence, we'd managed to book our trip on the same weekend that Storm Ciara hit Wales. We did our best to make the video anyway. We got up ridiculously early on Saturday morning in order to try and get up and down the mountain before the weather arrived. But we didn't quite make it. And who better to explain what happened than our UK and Ireland hiking correspondent herself.
So, would you like to explain what happened last time?
We tried to extend last time, and the weather meant that I was getting blown off the mountain.
How far did we get last time?
We got to Clogwyn Station.
So the bit where it says accident black spot.
Correct.
And you didn't want to go into the bit which said accident black spot?
Not in those conditions.
And it wasn't just the conditions on the mountain that were a problem. We had to get back to London before all the trains got cancelled. So in the end, we had little choice.
But today, luckily, the weather is...
No wind at all.
Yeah, we're fine. It's going to go much better this time.
We'll be fine.
We are going to be climbing the mountain via the Llanberis path, which starts in the town of Llanberis and then follows more or less the same route up to the summit as the historic Snowdon Mountain Railway. This is the classic tourist route. It's basically just a long hike uphill, with no rock climbing or technical sections or anything like that. And if you're a proper mountaineer, this is absolutely not the path for you. But if you're the kind of person who likes, I don't know, quirky and historic mountain railways, then this absolutely is the path for you. The Snowdon Mountain Railway opened in 1896, and they still run a couple of the original steam engines, although most trains these days are hauled by diesels like this one. For a long time, it was the UK's highest railway, until Scotland cheekily stole the record with one that's very slightly higher. The carriages are only attached to the locomotive by gravity, so the loco always has to be at the downhill end. And it's also the UK's only public rack and pinion railway. In other words, the trains are fitted with cogwheels in between their normal wheels, and that allows them to handle the gradients. Of course, if you really like historic mountain railways, you'd be sitting on the train rather than standing here looking at it. But we're not doing that today for two main reasons. Number one, we want to be able to say that we climbed the mountain ourselves. And number two, a return ticket costs, wait for it, £38 each. And we're saving that for champagne later.
How are you feeling so far?
We're doing alright. Significantly colder. We're good.
Colder?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean colder than the start?
Yes.
But it's warmer than last time we did this.
It is slightly warmer than last time.
And less windy,
A bit.
crucially.
A bit.
No, it's definitely less windy.
You still can't see the peak.
What do you mean you can't see? It's right there! Yeah, well, you know, might clear up.
For the record, I've since done some Googling and found someone saying that Snowdon's summit is cloud-free for 16 days a year. So I guess it's just pure bad luck that we're here on one of the other 349. But even on the cloudy days, there's got to be moments when it clears up. Maybe?
This might be where the view ends. Enjoy it while it lasts. That's the end of the view.
But although we can't see much anymore, we can see enough to know that this is a significant moment, because this is Clogwyn Station, 2/3 of the way to the summit, and last time it's as far as we got. So I thought I'd check in with Frances and see how she's feeling this time. Unfortunately, it was so windy that you can barely hear a word she's saying, but the important thing is the direction she's pointing in.
So we're officially pointing onwards. Let's do it.
From here, we're basically climbing into a huge dark cloud, and the winds are gusting at around 50 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour. And believe it or not, this weather is much better than it was last time. But it's still pretty horrible.
When was the last time you climbed a mountain in conditions like this? She said, I've never climbed a mountain in conditions like this. And who do you blame for getting you into this situation?
Always you.
Quite proud of that, really.
But now, after nearly 2 hours of relentless climbing, our path is joined by 3 others, and emerging ghost-like from the cloud in front of us are hikers who've come up the mountain on other routes. And that can only mean one thing. From here on, there is only one path, the final ascent to the summit. This famous final section runs along a narrow ridge, 1,000 metres up, with steep drops on either side, and the views across the Welsh Highlands are truly majestic, on days when you can see them. But then, that's mountains for you. Sometimes you get the views, sometimes you don't. A bit like making YouTube videos, really. And in the end, all that really matters is that you did it.
Oh god, so awkward.
If you'd like to climb Snowdon, there are several different paths you can take, but the Llanberis path is the easiest, especially if you're coming by public transport. Llanberis itself is a 1-hour bus ride from Bangor, and Bangor has direct trains to Cardiff, Manchester and London. Meanwhile, the Snowdon Mountain Railway runs from April until October, and it is a great way of getting to the summit if for any reason you can't climb the mountain yourself. But be aware that in bad weather, just like us, they only go as far as Clogwyn. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
You enjoying the view?